So I'm using the shed and the Wendy house to sit here and recreate this little running hair design that you can see on our website, and that's the pillow which I stitched about 3 or 4 years ago now. And one or two people have asked about stitching around a corner, and I think this first colour in long and short stitch is really important. So if you'll just move Bella out the way, then my husband Richard can step in. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Richard.
Thank you.
102 today. And I'm just going to show you that I've just stitched a long and 3/4 stitch all the way down this outside here, which is very straightforward. All those lines are marked on for you and they're all very straight. So it's long as the first stitch down the middle of the shape, right beyond the tip of the leaf there, and then 3/4, then long, 3/4, long, 3/4. And now I've come down to an area where I want to bulge out very gently. And can you see these leaves very sway round? And it's those shapes that I think challenge many stitchers. So to go around a corner, all you need to do is to take a long stitch as your first stitch, put your needle down, and then instead of a 3/4 stitch, which I've been doing long and 3/4, long and 3/4 alternating stitches down here, I'm just going to use my nail and I'm just going to move that stitch to the side slightly and come up halfway up. So it's a much smaller stitch. And as the Australians taught me in 2010, that's called a wedge stitch, this little stitch. And just take your needle down there. And I am missing Australians, and I'm worried about not being able to go there this year, but we'll see. Right, so I've put the half stitch in, and then again use your fingernail or another needle and just move the original long stitch just slightly to the right there and come up directly behind your wedge stitch, your second stitch. Come up there and then pop your needle down. So that's about a 3/4 length. So you can see the angle has changed slightly, and that eases you round the corner. So going down this side, I probably only need to do 2, but I tend to do them before I actually need them, if you know what I mean. So I'm putting a long one in there, then a slightly shorter, a 3/4 one. You'll notice every time I go down, I just gently ease the wool across so that you don't get that rather spiky look like a hedgehog round the edge. The stitches all blend together at the edge and you get a lovely sharp edge. There we go. So I've started with the long stitch. I'm going to ease the corner just very gently by putting a little wedge stitch in. So that's a half length stitch. Then move the original long stitch out of the way slightly. Come up behind the wedge stitch with the 3/4 length, and then just moving your stitches out of the way with your needle, just take that down like this. And then your last stitch on this little bit here will be all the way down here, and you see I've drawn that in for you. So believe me, you don't get shorter and shorter as you get to the edge. Just keep that lovely length all the way down in this first colour. So your long stitches are just short of the vein down the middle, and your 3/4 stitches are 3/4 the length of the long stitch. So it's long and 3/4, not long and short, and you'll see that in all the blue lines that are drawn on for long and short soft shading. Anyway, I hope that's helped you. Bye bye.